And we're coming to you live for the Bill Ford Tough Studio. Boomer Esiason, Greg Giannotti. It's Boomer and Gio on the Fan. Simulcast across the country on CBS Sports Network and wherever you are in the free Odyssey app. Good Friday morning, a feel-good Friday. Boomer is up in Canada, in Montreal, playing against some crazy Nova Scotians in some old man hockey tournament. He said he was going to call in this morning, and I hope that he does because there's a couple of things I need to get his take on. One of which is Boomer and Gio live coinciding with Game 6 of Rangers Capitals on Friday night. And also Mayor Adams on with Tiki and Evan yesterday. I made sure I said, hey, did you listen to this interview? Because I want you to listen to the interview. And he goes, I can't get the app to work. I need your help. So I don't know if he was joking with me or not, but he said he was going to call in, so I'm hoping to talk to him later. But that means that Jerry is here. Good morning, Jerry. How are you?
Gee, what's going on, man?
Well, a whole bunch. If you think about it, this is the biggest weekend and couple of weeks in New York sports that we have seen in a very long time. The Islanders, Rangers, Knicks starting playoff series. And I know that this is not the first time they have all played together at the same time in the postseason. Then you got the NFL draft next week. And I think it's just a little bit different than last year because of the expectations that these teams have. And, of course, the draft is going to be a huge deal, and we'll focus more on that next week. But I could not stop thinking when I saw the entire schedule of two things. One, if you're an Islander or Knick fan, you're going to have a tough time figuring out how to and I know people have two TVs and an iPad and this or that, but I'm sorry. When it's a playoff game, you want to lock in on one particular game. So that's a little bit annoying if you are an Islander Knick fan because the schedules coincide with one another. But also, Friday night, Boomer and Gio live, Game 6. I just hope that series is over one way or another in 4 or 5 because he is not going to be able to concentrate in the way we need him to concentrate when there's a game going on.
Yeah, that will be a problem if we get there. Now, I do think the Rangers are good enough to take them out in 4. I mean, go out and just wipe the ice with them and get this over with. That having been said, you don't put anything past Alex Ovechkin. It's the Capitals. It's the rivalry. Game 6s are almost likely in most series.
Well, especially in the Stanley Cup playoffs.
And could you imagine if they're down 3-2? I mean, it's one thing to be up 3-2 and have a Game 6. All right, not great, but fine. They're down 3-2?
Yeah, we're going to have some – we're going to have to work into the show something that incorporates that game.
Yeah, a big screen in the game.
No, because then no one's going to pay attention to us.
It's a problem.
It's going to be a problem. It wouldn't be a problem if it was anything like I could handle the Knicks being on at the same time. I think that most people could that work with us. It's just him and the Rangers.
I know that.
That's the thing.
I know. He loves the Rangers more than anything else in sports.
Yeah, I mean, and almost anything else in life.
Yeah, well, that too.
I mean, obviously he loves his family more, but when it comes to his family, like he's actually concerned that his grandchildren are going to be Islander fans. That's not a bit. That, like, really bothers him.
I did talk to CeeLo during the warm-up show, and CeeLo has an idea that he can be Rangers update guy during the show.
It's not good enough, though. He's going to want to watch the game.
But imagine, like, if the Rangers go down 2-0, he'll just pummel CeeLo on stage.
Or you, or me, or any of us. Are you kidding?
Right, but if he's the Rangers guy and not us.
See, I was thinking we could really mess with them and we could say, all right, we'll put up 3 different scores on the board. Which one is the true score? You know, like Rangers down 3-0, Rangers up 3-0, tied. We'll figure out something.
Is that time for that game a TBD dependent upon what's going on, or is that time set?
Well, think about it. It's a Friday, so it's not going to be anywhere in the afternoon.
No, but what I'm wondering is could that potentially be an 8 p.m. start to where you get an hour of him? Where he's at least,
and then we go out in Jersey City and watch him melt down watching the game.
But that's a different story. At least he can go out and watch the game. What I'm wondering is, can you at least get an hour of Boomer to where while he might be preoccupied knowing the game's coming on, also knowing he's not missing anything just yet, and even if he had to miss the first 5 or 10 minutes of the game, so be it. As opposed to our show starts at 7, correct?
8.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Doors open at 7.
Yeah.
Oh crap.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. I thought we started at 7.
No.
Oh, this sucks.
Boomer may actually have to be an adult and
He will
be responsible.
And he will. But he will be distracted.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And I get it.
I know he'll be there, and I know that he will do what he thinks is the right thing to do, but he's going to be distracted.
Yes, he is.
I mean, how long have we seen this?
Mm-hmm.
This is his thing.
And he might have an alert on his phone.
Well, yeah, we're going to have to think about all the contingency plans and all the things and come up with something to work it into the show. I don't want him to have alerts on his phone. I think he should have his phone away. I mean, and CeeLo giving the updates and coming out, and you could see like when a goal scores, like CeeLo just interrupts whatever's going on, and we're like, oh no, what happens? And he tells us. But the problem with that is, if you've been around CeeLo and Boomer talking Rangers, it doesn't stop. So there could be a situation where the Rangers go up 1-0, and then CeeLo comes out on the stage, and then those two guys talk Rangers to the end of the show. So, we got to make sure that we're in control of CeeLo's microphone. So then once he gives the update, we shut it off and he leaves. Because he'll sit there and talk about fourth line and this and that and 1-2-1 defenses and dump and chase.
Yeah.
You give those guys an opportunity on a stage to talk hockey, all of a sudden it's puck talk.
All right, so I'm going to give you a couple of scenarios here.
Scenarios.
This is from last year.
Okay.
All right. First round matchups last year. I'm not going to give you the teams, but I'll give you the teams. I'm not going to go through a game by game. But Panthers Bruins went 7.
Yeah.
Okay. The Lightning and the
6.
Maple Leafs went 6. Hurricanes and Islanders went 6.
I was there when they lost. Yep, I remember.
And the Devils Rangers went 7.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I mean, it is beyond likely that there's a sixth game. Matter of fact, Avalanche Kraken 7 games. Stars Wild 6 games. Golden Knights Jets. All right, that went 5. Oilers and Kings went 6.
So only one first-round series
Correct.
last year went less than 6 games.
So it's more than likely that there will be a game 6.
And here's another thing. There'll be a good amount of Devil fans.
Oh,
in the
that'll be
audience.
riding his ass.
And they will not be able to contain themselves. That they'll just shout at, "Hey, they're down 1-0."
Yeah.
Which is going to be freaking awesome.
It will, yeah. I mean, it'll be fun. I just don't want it to completely knock the show off the rails, though. You know what I'm saying? Like I can envision it being fun.
No, I can't.
No, I could in both ways, like with the audience sort of yelling and then Boomer getting mad at
All
them.
right, here's the scenario. We're on stage. It gets quiet. And Al, if you were a heckler as the night's gotten quiet, what would happen?
The Capitals just scored.
And then all of a sudden, whatever we're doing goes completely haywire. Yeah.
And you know what Boomer will say? F you!
You bleephead devil fan. Shut the F up, you bleephead devil fan.
That is a real possibility.
And,
Yeah.
we could have the possibility for drunkenness and violence.
Oh, boy.
In the same night.
Right. He shoved crackers down our throat. This might be cyanide.
Because, the nature of a game 6 is it has to be an elimination game either way.
Yes.
For one team.
That's why I'm saying, at least if they're up 3-2, you're not missing what could be the final night.
Yeah. And CBS Sports Network with Jerry spitting out the crackers right now.
Here, it's ammonia. It tastes great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be a rough night for the Booms.
We're going to have to come up with a full strategy, full-blown strategy. And to make sure that because more than anything, as much as I would like to see him, because he's been a real jerk about the Islanders and the Nets and other things, and as much as I'd like to see his team get eliminated, that night I need him in the best mood he can be. Mm-hmm. So I'm just hoping that either the Rangers have already won the series.
Right. That's it. That's your answer right there.
Or the game is going swimmingly for the Rangers.
But he'll still be distracted.
Yeah.
Like that show starts at 8 o'clock. If this game is unless they're up 4-0 after 1.
Yeah.
And the game starts at 7. If that's a tight game,
well, he'll be
that's
able
a
to
tough
watch.
spot.
I mean, even with it starting at 8, our show starting at 8, he'll be able to watch the third period in its entirety.
7. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, that's true.
So
that is true.
At least he'll have that.
If not, it's in its entirety, most of it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think that he'll probably. I don't know where he's going to want to watch the game. That's another thing. Like I don't know if I don't remember there being TVs back there in the green room.
iPad. He'll have to bring an iPad just to be sure and safe, and then he can stream it at least.
And to answer your question, Jerry, from earlier, it is a TBD in terms of time.
Yeah.
So what would we want? We'd want it to start as late as possible, right?
But it's not going to be because it's going to be in Washington. It would be in Washington.
No, but I'm saying, like, is there a possibility of it?
I guess if the only game of the night was that, if that's even possible, I guess it could be an 8 o'clock start. Otherwise,
8:10.
Right.
So
otherwise, I would think it would be 7
right when
or
he's due on stage.
Yeah, but that would be better than 7, I think, because then 7, the game ends while we're on stage, most likely.
True. That's true.
So 8, you can get the first 2 periods in, whatever, and then he can watch.
And how about this scenarios? It's close, right? It's a close game. Our show and the live show ends, 9:50 or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he's got about an hour of a meet and greet.
Oh, God.
Oh!
That's right.
This is actually delicious.
I had totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
The meet and greet.
For, at least 45 minutes.
So he's not going to be able to
and
watch
after
the third
he
period.
did what he did last time, he can't duck out twice.
Is the theater available on the 2nd?
Yeah, I mean, seriously. Welcome to WFAN, Ryan Hurley. Trying to deal with this one.
Oh, man.
Or the other alternative is he could be an adult.
But
you're not wrong. But you also know that most of us get into this because of that.
I understand.
And
that's why it's delicious.
It's very difficult to
use
put
his
that
words,
emotion aside.
Epic.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it would be like asking a diehard Giant fan to go do an event when the Giants are playing in a wild card game and they've had a great season. And it's like, I can't, what? You're right. Be an adult.
Or a wedding, your daughter picks the Super Bowl Sunday and the Giants make it to the Super Bowl.
And here's another one, too. Shawn Morash is a part of this show. He's a huge Ranger fan.
Oh, geez.
He's going to be in Jersey City covered in breadcrumbs while his team is playing in a potential elimination game.
Have you reached out to him?
Not after the schedule. I've talked to him about this. But he's only out there for a couple of minutes. So he could very easily...
Third period.
No, I don't think so. Because I think if it starts at 8, it'll be fine.
And is he more of a Ranger fan or more of an attention whore?
That's a great question. I mean, that's a Sophie's choice for him.
I might go attention whore.
Yeah, when it comes down to it. Mm-hmm. With the Rangers, yes, I think he would choose attention. With the Giants, I'm not so sure. He might choose the
fake
Giants.
crying videos he does with the Giants. I mean, come on.
That is true. And then the ring camera, fake ring camera thing. Yeah, you're right. I think attention whore wins out by a nose in a photo finish.
That's probably true. Boomer's the issue, not Shawn.
Yeah, because Shawn will be out there for, 15 minutes tops? And he could sit in the green room, watch the game, whatever. Yeah, so we'll talk about it next Wednesday. We'll figure it out. We'll talk to Boomer about it today. I mean, I can't even imagine what he's going to say. I know he knows.
I think you just want a sweep or a 5-game series, and let's just move on and not have to worry about it. But, as I said, those odds are not likely.
Oh, I was thinking about this all night long. All night long. I couldn't stop. So I'm thinking all the scenarios. All right, let's assume there's going to be a 6th game. All right, are the Rangers down? Are the Rangers up? While we're on stage, are they winning? Are they losing? Do we give him updates? Do we not give him updates? Do we do a watch party afterwards?
What happened last year? It just fell on a day in between?
It was like April. It was like April 10th.
Oh, it was
April.
April.
It was Good Friday, yeah.
Yeah, it was, like
it was much
April 10th.
earlier, so there were no playoffs.
Regular season, right. It was regular season hadn't ended.
Poor planning.
You could say that, yes.
Just from this standpoint, that's all I mean.
You could say that. I do think, though, that, and we did start thinking about the date and the venue months and months ago, but I think what happened was White Eagle Hall had stuff.
Yeah.
And we wanted to go back there because we loved it so much the first time. So, yeah.
The meet and greet is going to be the issue if it's a close game. Not an issue, just be more fun.
What is there? Do you
You're
think,
loving this.
Do you think we could move the start time up? Do you think
No.
I would doubt it. I mean, people bought tickets with the expectation that...
Hell, they moved a Yankee game because of the eclipse.
Yeah. Yeah,
Hell, a lot more people went there.
I mean, I guess moving it from 8 to 7 isn't like moving it from 8 to 4. It's not that big a deal. I don't know. To answer your question, I don't know.
We got to see what time the game is first.
Yeah.
But then that's getting closer to the night.
Yeah, you won't know. Yeah, no, you can't. We're screwed.
I just love how G was obsessed with this last night in a bad way, and Eddie right now is like the happiest person in the building.
Yeah. I mean, he did Schadenfreude Schizzeri. I mean, it's amazing. Because Eddie doesn't have to do he doesn't have to worry about Boomer. It doesn't reflect poorly if the thing goes horribly wrong on Eddie.
Well, it went horribly wrong last time.
What, at White Eagle Hall?
Yes.
See, that's debatable.
Some people actually really enjoyed it.
Debatable.
Me being one of them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and what we're talking about was not the show per se, but
No.
Boomer having to leave 15 minutes before because he was blackout drunk. But I mean, that's a thing that nobody got to like. We showed them something that night that they never saw before, and that was the whole point of Boomer and Geo Live 1. Like, you've never seen us before,
right?
And we delivered on that.
Before there was Weekend Boomer, Weekday Boomer, and now there was Blackout Drunk Boomer.
Yes, slipping on ranch dressing, falling into a drum set.
Hurting your shoulder, which you heard him for months.
Right. Being thrown into an Uber. Covered in ranch dressing.
Negotiating those steep back steps.
Yeah, with people.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, he was using 2 sales guys as crutches. Yeah. I mean, it was ugly.
But glorious at the same time.
Oh, that's too bad. Oh, God. I will say, though, that if it is a Game 6 and the Rangers have a chance to be eliminated that night, how are you going to be feeling?
I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything.
You got to pack your Devil's jersey for that.
Can we get the Devils mascot to show up, you think?
You know what the problem with me is, at the end of the day, if they do get eliminated in the first round, I'm not going to come in and do anything. I'm really just not that person. As much as I can't wait for it, I'm not.
I don't know, man.
Not.
I've seen you.
No,
I've seen you had enough of the net stuff.
No, you know what
the
I've had
Devil
enough
stuff.
of now? I've had enough of the pants thing, as I showed you yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
When he went in on the pants yesterday at 6:25, all right, let's go there, sausage boy. I wasn't going there. I wasn't planning on it. But, I mean, my God, I couldn't even sit down. Oh, these baggy pants. Oh,
right,
here we
MC
go.
Hammer, baggy pants, the whole thing. Yeah, yesterday was not the day for him to make fun of others' clothes.
Come on.
I mean, he went on on your golf pants and then Ryan Hurley's getup. I mean, and he had this skin-tight spandex wasp shirt on that made him look like he was in his 3rd trimester. And he's ripping on everybody else.
I know.
And then he goes, well, why'd you drag me into this? Because you're making fun of everybody else's clothing.
If you're going to dish it out, you better take it. And he does.
He does. Yeah, absolutely.